Hello, I wanted to share a message for all the first-time birthing mothers, some things that you can expect to receive from your midwife, and also some things that you'll want to plan on getting, some helpful things. And so this is coming from experience of having 4 kids, some things that I found the most useful for each one. So for first-time mothers, some good things to have on hand, and I will be showing you those items, is some things that you can expect to have from a midwife is a peri bottle, and this is what it looks like. And what this is meant for is for if you do happen to cut or have some tearing down below or any kind of stretching, that this is very helpful for when you go to the bathroom. And so what you do is you just fill it up with warm water, and just every time that you are going to go to the bathroom, it's always nice to have someone help prep this for you, but you can do it while you are on the toilet. And so you just fill that up with water, and so instead of using tissue, which is irritating to the skin, you take this and you just squirt. It's got some little holes here, and water just comes out of there. You squirt it down below, and it's able to clean yourself down there so that there's less mess, less irritation, so it makes you so that you can ultimately heal better. Another good thing I like to use this for is, and you don't have to use this, but just after I take a pad, and this is a pad, and what you do is you just open it up like so, and then take some water and just spritz it all the way down so it gets nice and even. And then you put this in the freezer, and then you let it freeze so that every time that you need to replace your pads after to help your bleeding and also any soreness that you're feeling, when you put this on your underwear and then put it onto the sore parts of your area down below, it helps relieve it a lot. And for the first couple times, this was very beneficial for me, especially the first time with my baby when I had ripped. This was such a lifesaver for me. To be able to have that instant relief go on your skin was just absolutely amazing. And so that's very helpful. You also want to make sure that you have pads beforehand before you have your baby so that they're there and ready for you, and also have underwear that you are not afraid to get messy. Most midwives will provide a kind of stretchy kind of underwear that makes you feel like you're wearing a diaper pretty much. So they give you like this depend diaper type of thing, and then these stretchy pants over it so that they stay on better and that kind of thing, and you seriously feel like a big baby for the first couple days. But so you'll be having those, but then afterwards when your bleeding kind of slows down, you want to have some pants that you're really not afraid to get messy, and also expect that you probably will be bleeding on your bed a little bit for the first couple days, and so you want to have some Chuck's pads or maybe a curtain sheet or something like that to help keep your bed nice and clean. I also recommend investing in one of those plastic covers for your bed, a fitted comfort, plastic thing to go over your bed, which is very helpful because then you don't have to keep adjusting mattress, it's very nice, because after you have your baby, the important thing to focus on is to rest and to heal. A lot of mothers get up way too soon and start going at it because they feel like they have to, because they feel forced, and I know because I was one of them. But that's why I always recommend that people, especially for first-time birthing mothers, that you get a support system, those people who can support you in your decisions, what you feel is best. So things that are standing out into your heart that says, yes, I do like the idea, I like the idea that I need to rest. Make sure you have people that are going to help you to be able to get that rest that you need so that you can fully heal properly, because if you don't, it causes problems each time. It makes it so that next time you have a baby, there are more complications. Things, like you have a more tendency to go sooner, and to have other problems, like placenta previa and those kind of things. And people don't understand how important it is for your body to rest to fully heal, so it can go back into its original state, so that when you do get pregnant again, that your body is ready for that. And I had babies one after another. My kids range from age 4. I have 4 kids. It goes 4, 3, 2, and then 4 months old. So I have one right after another. But one thing I always tried doing, even though I got a lot of guff from it, I still did it anyways, is I made sure I got rest. Even though people thought I was resting way too much, I still did it. And because I felt like that's what my body needed. I felt like I needed that rest. And so I was able to, I had a wonderful husband who was, there helping me, who helped me to get some support that I needed. And so just try and find people who are going to help support you into it. I recommend looking into kind of like doulas or just anyone who's willing to help you through the birthing process, even after the baby's born. And so so moving on from that, you usually will get a diaper and a onesie and a midwifing packet. Some other things that you can expect to see is a peri bottle, and also a bulb syringe, which I recommend these kind because they get into the baby's nose a lot better and clean out a lot better. And so just to keep the boogers out and that kind of thing. So these are really nice. A thing that I recommend too that you can do with your baby, if you're daring enough, if there's just a real stubborn booger in there, and Q-tips might be even helpful too if you get it in there and kind of twist it. My husband does this all the time and he's able to get a lot more out than versus this. And so you have Q-tips that you can use to try and get out, and then you also have these. Another thing that you can invest into is an electrical sucker. I don't know if I have it here. I think I do. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And you just take this. I got this at Walmart, and so you just put it into the baby's nose and push the button on the back of here, and it makes a suction in there, and so it just keeps sucking boogers out. And then how you clean that is you just run it with the tap water, and then you just press the button. It sucks in the water and helps clean it out that way. So some other things I also recommend to get that they usually do not provide, this one being my top, is some Lanolin. Especially if you're a first-time mom, I think this is absolutely essential to have. When I had done my first nursing, I did not know and understand at all how to nurse, and it wasn't fully explained to me the way that I had taught myself, and so there's a lot of good videos that I had seen that helped show mothers how to nurse and that kind of thing. So I recommend looking into that. Learn how to properly get your baby to latch on right so that you avoid getting sore nipples. And also, more importantly than that, I would recommend for a lot of mothers before birthing to start on a better diet, because I noticed the cleaner my diet got, the less I had problems like mastitis and thrush and sore nipples. On my last one, I didn't get any sore nipples at all, as well as before then. I only got it for just a little bit afterwards. And so I recommend definitely cleaning out yourself that way, because that can cause a lot of problems in trying to fight those bacterias and that kind of thing from people holding them and touching them, and touching your baby, which it does happen. Even your husband can give your baby thrush. It's very unlikely for a mom to give her baby thrush and that kind of thing, because they share more of the same common genes. They're just more used to the mother's bacteria and that kind of thing, and so they adapt to that better versus the husband's or the spouse or whatever. And so I would recommend doing that. Another thing I would invest in too, especially if you do end up getting mastitis, is these things right here. And these things just go over your chest right there, and then you pretty much you sleep with them, and they help store the milk, which is nice, because when you leak, it goes into this bottom part right here, and so you can just empty that into a bottle. Another thing I recommend too is getting a good breast pump. I have a Medela right now. Although I haven't been using it as much, but definitely for your first one, I would definitely recommend getting it so that you can help store up your milk for those days that you were just too exhausted. And I mean, because I'm trying to speak for mothers, you know, big and far. Some mothers may say, I just solely want to breastfeed, you know, and not use any bottles or pacifiers or anything like that, which I think it's, again, important to have people who will support you in that decision. And so I've been through all of those things. I've been through pumping, I've been through solely breastfeeding, all of that. And so, but for first time moms, it's always nice if you feel that's what you need, because it's good to have a breast pump for when you're just too tired or when you have extra milk, just to help store it up. It also is really good to help your milk get up too. So if you're wanting to make more milk, especially in the beginning steps, which I think is way crucial, after your baby's born, you're going to be having a lot of milk, and I think it's good to get a lot of that milk, because a lot of it, you know, might be wasted because the baby just gets too full. And so it's nice to have some as a backup. And so I recommend getting a pump, being able to store that. Make sure you put down your dates on the packaging that you put it in and that kind of thing, and then store that in the freezer, which breast milk can be stored up to about 6 months. And so it's nice to have that, and you always want to go with the soonest date to the last and that kind of thing. So get a breast pump. What else? Okay, so some other things that I would recommend getting is, especially if you're going to be doing a home birth, make sure you get a protective sheet, which is nice. One that you can dispose away. Make sure you get some sheets that you can just chuck, you know, that you don't even care about. Don't even worry about cleaning them. So it's important to get some sheets for easy cleanup. Get some towels you don't care about. Get some underwear. Get a robe or some kind of thing that you're going to be birthing your baby in, that you don't care if it gets bloody. You're okay with it being chucked. So I recommend, you know, going to the DI or any kind of thrift store or whatever, you know, just get something or some that you've used for a long time that you just don't care about checking. I'd recommend getting that for your birthing experience. Also, make sure you have a lot of pillows. Those are nice to be able to use as props for when I was birthing, if you're going to be doing it on the bed. If I've never done a water birth before, I have wanted to. So I guess as far as that goes, it seems like it's pretty easy to clean up. All you do is just, you know, empty out the water and you're good to go. So, but if you're going to be birthing on the bed, get some towels you don't care about, a sheet, also a curtain sheet too, because it makes it so that the blood cannot go through. And whoever's going to be your birthing partner, I recommend too that they be on the same page, that they understand how to make you feel supported, and also any emotional your feelings, whether it's not trusting or you want to feel more comfortable. If there's any kind of feelings of not trusting that person, you need to talk to them with it. Because I noticed with all of my births that when I felt like I was holding in some emotions, it deteriorated, or it made it harder. It made it more not as flowing as being able to have someone that I felt like I, you know, could trust and that kind of thing. And so it's good to have someone there, again, who supports you, who, if you tell them you want to have it done a certain way, then make sure they support you in that. For one of my births, I says, hey, I want candles, I want it to be dim, I want beautiful music to be playing, I want this certain picture up on the wall, which was a flower, because I wanted to use the rose blooming up and picture that with me down there, that it was just, my rose was just opening up and that kind of thing. So I use that. Another good thing to do practicing right now is definitely do your Kegel exercises, which is just pretty much what you use to help stop your urine, and just keep doing that a couple 100 times a day. You know, just do it whenever you think about it. Do it right now, you know. And all you do is you just squeeze down there, hold it, release, squeeze, and no one can even tell that you're even doing it. So you can be doing it while you're walking, while you're driving in the car. Do it as often as you can, because that helps stretch and relax those muscles and that kind of thing. Also some foods as far as I recommend is avocados were absolutely amazing for me. I really think that they help so that a woman, as well as coconut oil, helps a woman to be able to open up so that she's way more flexible, way more stretched. You don't want to be eating foods that make you tighten up. Things like sugars will make you tighten up. Things like breads and dairies will make you tighten up down there. So eat, if you can, as much as you feel you need to. Drink a lot of water. Avocados were awesome. Coconut oil was great, especially to rub down there, to do a pineal massage and that kind of thing, which you just take some warm oil and just rub it down there inside and out to help kind of open up things. I'd done this with my second one. I didn't do it on my third or fourth, so you decide whether or not you think this is necessary, but I had only used it for my first two, and I had ripped on my first one and tore quite a bit, which wasn't necessarily because of that. It was mostly because I was stretched and I was scared. And so because I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know what to expect. And so this is what I want to do. I want to help all those first time moms to be able to have the confidence that they need to be able to birth their babies. Because when you have that confidence, when you trust your body, it's going to go a lot smoother. And so this is advice that I learned through trial and error through each of my babies that I want to share with those first time mothers, that's going to help them to have that birth that they will have, that we all should be having. And so other than that, I think that would be it. So just make sure you have a vision of what you want for your birth to go, a positive one, and keep thinking about that consistently. Think about how you want the room to look like. Try and make sure you have kind of like a birthing kit next to your bed, consisting of your robes, pads, baby clothes that you want to take them in. Also make sure you have a baby blanket and a towel for the baby. So there is a lot of different ways to be able to have your baby born, and so that was the typical for me. I've obviously, there's multiple ways of doing it, and so I'll be sharing those too. So this is one option. So see if you like it, and if the parts in it that feels good to you, then that is your cue that that's how you need to do it. That is you listening to your body. Like I said, and on my last one, I felt I kept seeing this position of being on my knees and birthing the baby that way, and I kept resisting that on my last one until finally I listened and I got up into that, and everything just flowed right. So your body's going to be talking to you as you're being pregnant. It's going to be telling you what you need. Listen to those cues. And let this be a lesson.